That must have been tough, kind of sticking through like what you want to do, to an extent, even though people are questioning. Like for
Oh, yeah,
example,
yeah.
it's like my dad till today, and it's not in a malicious way. My dad is 70, by the way, so he's like super
Okay.
old. He had me
Hmm.
like really late in life. So I watch anime, like I watch cartoons because like I like the art of it.
Yeah.
To be honest, I feel like um, people tend to be more creative when they can animate versus having like real people doing things. I just like I've always been like, even for games, like I don't care if the game looks realistic or not. Like that's not why I would play a game. I would play a game to like look at something other than life. You know what I mean? But
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. I feel you, dog. I feel you a ton, bro. No, I 100% agree.
But my dad still till today, he'll like if I'm at his house or he's over here and I put on like some animation or something, he'll be like he'll turn to my mom like jokingly like, look at your son all grown with a wife and kid and he's still looking at cartoons and I'm just
I know,
like
right? Yeah, no, my dad's the same way too. Yeah, no, he's in the same lane. But like I said, though, I mean, he gets it now, though. He sees my stuff, and
yeah,
again, they were just more of like, as long as you're doing something, and you're
right,
dedicated to it. That was their thing. They don't. I don't want you to be a rapper and you're just hanging out with your friends all day. That's what you're doing. And it's like, no, no, I'm serious about it. I do shows. I
yeah,
do my beats. I make things. I sell stuff. I
yeah,
do what I need to do. I practice.
right.
So I'm trying. But yeah, no, like again, it just took a while, but he sees it now. But he is the same way when I'm posting my paintings and stuff. He's like, they're just cartoon characters. And I'm like, yeah, it's dope. Like, what do you want me to do? Do like a freaking like a Renaissance painting of the
Right.
Sistine Chapel or something? Like, is that what I have to do? Like, does it have to be realistic? That's his thing too. He's like, it's not as realistic, and I'm like, it's abstract. Like, I don't know. I do
Yeah.
what I like to see. I don't want to do realistic. You have a camera for that, but
Exactly,
yeah, so
exactly.
he's kind of in that same lane of like
Yeah.
it's cartoons type of a thing. But hey, again, he likes it though. He has one, so it's all good.
The cool thing about today, like in today's day and age, is just like it's so much easier to be able to earn a living doing something creative versus 10, 15 years ago. Like that's the beauty about living today, is that if you want to like I wrote a book for my kid when he was born, and I published it on Amazon. I mean, it made like a few hundred sales,
Yeah.
but I mainly did it for my kid. But like that's the thing, like you couldn't say that freaking 20 15 years ago. Oh, I'm just gonna write a book and I'm gonna publish it. Like, yeah, how can
Right,
you do that?
exactly. Huge respect to you for that too, because that's something I'm trying to do as well. But that's a whole nother thing. But much of a call though. But yeah, definitely. Just yeah, the means to make it happen nowadays are, like I said, it's really just on you. Like you just got to do it and pursue it. And that's the beauty too. That's something else, obviously the parents don't really get either, is that they're like, how are you going to turn this into something? And it's like, well, have you not been on the internet? Like, this is all the internet is this stuff, and granted, I turned myself from just doing pictures of my paintings to doing like videos of my paintings, and that
Right.
really was what took it to the next level. I guess just the entertainment factor or just the accessibility. People like seeing the videos, more than
Hmm.
just the picture of something. So that was the big thing there, and it's a whole nother hassle making the video, but it's worth it to me, and I like videography, so it kind of
Does
works.
it add on to the 6 hours, or are you counting the 6 hours in
Actually, no, that adds at least another 2 or 3 hours onto it. So yeah, so
with
that's
the
definitely its own
editing and all
thing.
that?
I'm
Yeah.
definitely going through all the footage because I take all the footage of like the 10 hours it took me to make the painting, in which I have two cameras, sometimes three. So that's actually 30 hours of footage that I'm going through and cutting it all
Jeez.
together. I know, right? It's kind of ridiculous, but really I'm just, you just hit the highlights. So I'm not like I'm sitting there meticulously watching all 10 hours of it, but it's just like, it is a thing though that you have to go through, and it does take a few hours, and you also have to like know what you're doing.
Right.
I'm sure you edit videos and things, it's not,
Yeah.
no one can just walk up and edit a video. Like you gotta have to know
Yeah.
something.
Time
But
consuming.
it's not too bad. But
It's very time consuming.
yeah, exactly.
Well, it's like anything. I feel like even when you're trying to sell your art, or when somebody asks you to, hey, can you draw me something? I've turned so many people away because they're like, oh, hey, can you draw this for me? I don't know, can you pay me 150 bucks for what you want me to draw? And they're like, oh, that's a lot of money. I'm like,
Exactly.
yeah, well, I'm gonna be probably sitting there for 4 hours, and an hour and a half of that is me trying to figure out how to do what you want me to do. So
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting that people don't really quite understand the amount of time and effort that it takes to draw something or to do something creative like that.
Right.
Unless you
And not
like,
only
there's some, there's some guys out there that will, I mean, these are people that must have been doing what they're doing for 20 plus years, that they can just sit down and then like, and I envy those people. In like 30 minutes, they'll just have like this crazy awesome painting, but like, that's not me.
Yeah, that's funny. Touching on that subject, yeah, getting into the artistry in any creative endeavor, the prodigies, the one percenter is what I like to call it, and that's the phenoms. That's the Michael Jordans, the LeBron James, the Justin Biebers, the kids, the young people that just are insanely good at what they do. That's all anyone ever really sees. Like, especially in like America, we have this obsession with like 1% prodigies that like they're just naturally gifted, and when they were 13 years old they were already professionals at whatever they were doing, Tiger Woods or whoever, you know what I mean? And it's just like, yeah, that's great, but do you not understand the other 99% of professional artists, they worked and didn't really even get a career probably till their mid 30s to 40s. That's when most actors, artists, anybody, entrepreneurs really start seeing success, is around then. And so that's something you have to keep in your mind, is like, you're still early in this game. Even when I was, 23, I was like, God, I'm 23. I'm so old to be a rapper, because everyone's 16 now. And it's like, no, that's the 1% that you're seeing. Of course, everyone's going to know them because that's crazy that they're a child that's this good at something. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so everyone expects you to be like that raw at something immediately or when you're young. It's like, no, that's the 1%ers. The other 99% of the people making a living in this artistry, they worked on it for 10 plus years and then they have a career, and so that's something that you have to kind of just explain to people, or just not even explain to them, but just like, yeah, I'm like you said, it takes me hours to make this thing and you want to pay me $20, like, and it's going to take me 2 days to do this. Like, I have people all the time on my paintings want to buy them and they're like, how much is it? And I tell them, 100 plus sometimes. And they're like, oh, I got like 30, like, could we work a deal out? And I'm like, $30 for 3 days? Like, do you understand?
I'm all set.
Yeah, that's slave labor right there. Like, geez, it's like, geez, if I liked you, I knew you, maybe I'd say yes, but yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, I got to charge what I got to eat,
Yeah.
It's got to be worth it, so not to mention, just the canvas alone costs $15, like, so
Right.
covering my price of materials, oh geez. But yeah, no, that's something that's rough there too. But the people that like what you like, they're willing to pay. That's the thing. When you meet someone that likes what you're doing, they're willing to give you the money for it. And so it's a lot rarer, but they do come through. And I guess just the more you stick at it, the bigger your audience gets, the more people that are willing to pay you what you're worth. And that's kind of the thing, is just building your audience, getting in front of more eyes. That's the tough thing too. Any creative endeavor, marketing's the number one thing. Any business anywhere, you got to market, and that's something most people don't want to do either. They're like, oh, I'm selling myself. I don't want to sell myself. I don't want to pay for advertising and stuff like that. And it's like, bro, like, how do you think, anybody becomes famous? And what's the point of like signing to a record label or signing to an art gallery? Or, it's because they're going to promote you. It's not they're helping you with anything. They just put you in front of people, so that's another big thing that I feel like also most creatives or just people don't think about, is like, if no one sees your work, how are you supposed to become famous? You know what I mean? You think posting on your page with 100 followers that you're going to go viral? No, that's not how that works. Sorry.